The 8 Keys of Excellence started with youth at Super Camp and spread to their families. Parents were embracing it. Parents are out in the community. The 8 Keys of Excellence spread everywhere. They go to businesses, to nonprofits, to the government. They're in churches. We talk to families and they say, well, I learned 8 Keys in school. Then they go to church and they're hearing about the 8 Keys of Excellence. They've gone to a restaurant. The 8 Keys of Excellence are up on the walls. It's really embracing to a community of excellence and communities of excellence getting together and creating a world of excellence. Hi, I'm Bobbi DePorter and I'm president of Quantum Learning Network. We developed the 8 Keys of Excellence over 30 years ago for the first Super Camp program that we developed, which is a learning and life skill program for teenagers at the time. And the 8 Keys of Excellence are principles to live by. We knew what a difference it would make for students to know what they value, have a set of principles to live their life by. When they learned the 8 Keys of Excellence, it made such a difference. You could see it in the way the students were talking with each other, the way they were standing, the way they represent themselves. And it was because of the impact that it made on that first group of students that we have been spreading it around the world. And that's our vision, is that it makes a difference for people everywhere.
We had some tragic loss of life of young people through some gang issues, and we lost some lives with some suicides with our kids. And it became really apparent that we needed to go to another level with character and character development, that really, quite frankly, it was going to be so important to save our kids and save our community. And so what quantum learning had with the 8 Keys was this wonderful base of learning on a common vocabulary.
The 8 Keys of Excellence usually start in a community by one person stepping up and being a champion, a leader, because once you have that vision and direction, it's infectious that other people want to be involved. In some communities, somebody steps up and starts with an initial meeting and inviting leaders in the community from the church, from the schools, from the chamber, from the government, from the police department, where members get together and learn about the 8 Keys and then come up with ideas about what each person can do to go deeper.
In my conversations with Bobbi, it really morphed into Bobbi saying, we think we can get community support. Not only that, we think we can get business support to really go into depth. And so I said, if we do that, I'll give you my whole leadership team for a year. And over a year's period of time, we did very deep development of understanding what the 8 Keys of Excellence meant, what the actual words meant, and more than that, what's the implied meaning and really the actual implementation of the meaning. So with that base of understanding, we then began to push it out to our adults first, because I'm a big believer that adults lead children, and we spent an awful lot of time with adults throughout our organization. It wasn't just our teaching adults, it was the adults who serve as children. It could be our bus drivers, it could be transportation, it could be food services, it could be the people who take care of our buildings. You have to have a common language, and so we developed a common language with adults, and then rolled it out to our kids in a fashion that would be kid-friendly. And we took advantage of their teaching expertise and developed folks within our organization. We believed that we had to take care of ourselves first before we could extend out to the community. And from there, we began to have dialogues with community-based agencies and service providers and faith-based who service us, and said, we believe that this whole issue of character excellence is way too big of a deal to keep just within the school district. And so we began to approach the various organizations and say, hey, come on board, be a part of what we're doing.
The 8 Keys of Excellence have shown significant results in schools that we're really excited about. One is that the students start talking the language with each other, even without adult supervision. And that what we've seen in the schools, that suspensions have gone down. We've seen them go down as much as 50% in 1 year because of the 8 Keys of Excellence. That grades and test scores have gone up. Mostly what we see is a common language where everyone is speaking the same common language, and people feel safer and want to be part of that community. Also in schools, we've seen attendance go up and suspensions go down. In one district, it saved them over $100,000 in 1 year because of this.
One of the things that people will always ask you, so what did it do? I think the bang for the buck, so to speak, are you getting anything out of it? And we can say not only yes, but empirically yes, because we kept data on schools that implemented with fidelity the program, and we saw reduction of great percentages of suspensions and discipline issues. We also looked at how kids felt about themselves, and we utilized the California Healthy Kids Survey, which is a really valuable tool to us. So yes, there were results with kids, but more so there were results with adults. The kind of things that makes for using language in meetings and conducting yourself in a manner that was with good purpose. And we've seen that exemplified in my own cabinet meetings where you get derailed in a conversation and you might want to wander off into less productive conversation. And when somebody says, are we really speaking with good purpose? Are we really developing a sense of integrity of the answers that we're seeking? And yeah, absolutely.
Please join us. Become a community of excellence. Use the 8 Keys of Excellence in your own family, your own business, your own organization, your own school. Go to 8keys.org and get involved.